Hi, I'm Magnus. Welcome to Trelleborg, where we are decarbonizing our city.
The Port of Trelleborg is Scandinavia's largest roll-on roll-off gateway, processing over 850,000 trucks a year. As part of the city of Trelleborg's energy transition, the port is being transformed by wind turbines, a 3,000 square meters solar park, green hydrogen, and a fossil-free district heating backbone. We visited Sweden to find out how the system of green technology solutions is not only transforming the port, but greening local industry and urban development, driving resilience from the quay to the community.
Magnus, thank you for welcoming Enlit on the road to Trelleborg. The municipality has very ambitious decarbonisation plans. What are the building blocks of this plan?
Well, it starts really much on the harbour with all the trucks coming in. There we think that hydrogen will play a major role in the future. The framework for the plan is the municipal sustainable program and the municipal energy strategy. So we try to have the city growing in a sustainable way without increasing the energy consumption. And based on that, we saw a great need for developing a more crisp energy plan for the local energy systems. So we developed that one to target the local challenges.
Tell us about some of the specific plans that you've implemented to really spur this energy transition.
Well, the backbone, I would say, is the fossil-free district heating. And to that we add energy efficiency, we add renewable electricity production, and we also add storage in hydrogen predominantly.
So hydrogen really plays a fundamental role in this whole decarbonisation plan.
Yeah, it does. And it starts with the transportation sector, with all the trucks coming into the harbour. But we also see a great need for hydrogen when it comes to new urban areas, where we combine low temperature district heating with storage in hydrogen, which means that we are aiming to create areas that can be off-grid for up to 7 days. So in case of an emergency, a war, a natural disaster, or things like that.
Magnus, you talk about hydrogen as a key pillar. There's been a lot of hype around hydrogen, but not all projects are coming to fruition. How are you making yours work?
Yeah, well, we see that energy infrastructure, that's a long-term projects and long-term plans. And yes, there is not the same buzz around hydrogen as it might be some years ago. But still, the planet we're living on is still in a very bad shape. And we do believe that hydrogen is a key factor to solve that puzzle around energy and security of supply. So we strongly believe in our plans, and we try to align ourselves with other companies that believes in the plan. And we see actually that it's working, because we have now companies that establishing themselves in Trelleborg because they see that we have ambitious hydrogen plans.
When it comes to the infrastructure that's needed for this hydrogen plan, what exactly are you focusing on developing here in Trelleborg?
Well, we work a lot with partners. So we have a French company named Life. They will build a hydrogen factory on 10 megawatt. And part of that hydrogen will be in the filling station that a Swedish company named Hydri will open in approximately 1 year. So both focusing on what we can do ourselves, but a very strong focus on partners. And those partners, they also attract skills and new partners. So a very positive buzz around Trelleborg and the hydrogen plants will draw attraction and get new companies establishing themselves in Trelleborg.
Renewable energy obviously plays an important role in all of this. Tell us about the projects that are being implemented.
Well, we're sitting right now in the harbor of Trelleborg, and some months ago we opened 2 new wind turbines, and they will produce approximately 15 gigawatt hours every year. The harbor also have a solar park in here, and we are focusing a lot of new renewable energy production, and that comes from the municipal energy plan. So everything has to be linked together, the city's ambitions, the municipal companies and the external private companies, and those are aligned.
Magnus, you touched on skills. How are you ensuring that Trelleborg has the necessary skills to actually make these projects realize?
3 years ago, we started a vocational program in Trelleborg focusing on hydrogen. So now we have 3 classes that has been examined from that program, because we see that regardless of how many beautiful PowerPoints we show, we need people that can build the stations, build the houses, do the installation, the maintenance, etc.
Magnus, tell us about some of the lessons that you've learned through this whole decarbonisation process.
Well, the first one is that it really has to be joint efforts. You cannot do this on your own. You need partners to make it a success. The second lesson, I would say, is that you need guts. You need to be courageous. This is long-term projects. You will not always go as planned, so you really need to be bold enough to stick to your plans when it goes in the wrong direction. And I think the third lesson is to take small steps. Don't try to do all the big stuff at once. And if I should add something to that, I would say communication. Because what we see in Trelleborg is that when we have communicated around our projects, we have gotten an attention that has totally blown our minds. Celebrate every step during the way, and then you create also a very positive atmosphere around your project, and people want to be part of it. I think that's very important.
Do you believe that the lessons you are learning here in this ecosystem can be applied in other ecosystems beyond the borders of Sweden?
Yeah, definitely. So we got 1.2 million Swedish crowns in a grant from the Swedish Energy Agency to do a feasibility study on low temperature district heating in combination with hydrogen. And the reason for them to give us that grant was to make a copy of the Trelleborg solution in other parts of Sweden and of course in other parts of Europe and the world.
Magnus, you are clearly passionate and excited about the work that you do. Tell us more about that.
Well, I have 2 kids and I'm super concerned about how the world would look like that they will grow up in. It has never been more important, the work we are doing, than it is at the moment. And there really is no planet B. So what we do today really, really is important.
Indeed. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us. For more insights, join the Inlet community.